Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Tanya Gee here from Vancouver, Canada. And we have Chris Tecco from Ontario. Chris is a practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine and the teacher of esoteric acupuncture. I'm a facilitator practitioner in BC. Chris is in back east. And our intention today is to offer some information to educate our community about what is esoteric acupuncture and the benefits. So today's talk, we're going to talk a little bit about consciousness. Chris, is a big topic. We would like to know, number one, in your opinion, what is consciousness? How is it, why is it important for healing? And how does it pertain to esoteric acupuncture? Take it away, teacher Chris.
Thank you, Tanya. Yes, it is a big topic, but it is the cornerstone of esoteric acupuncture. So understanding it is going to be important to move forward. So Scientific American says it pretty concisely. Okay. Consciousness is everything you experience. You can sort of think of that as what you're taking in with your five senses and how you're experiencing it in your mind and emotional body. In esoteric acupuncture, we take it a little step further. Consciousness is the one interconnecting substance that unifies all of humanity. And when I say substance, maybe energy is a better way to think of it, because it's like an energy that contains information, but it often inhabits no form, like just like no matter.
So you're saying that we ourselves have our own personal consciousness, but it's connected with the collective.
Certainly, and it's all interwoven, and at the deepest root, we're all in one big sea of consciousness, really. And some people describe it as each person is like a facet, like the consciousness is like a diamond, and each person is like a facet on that diamond.
How about a drop in the ocean? We're all
exactly, yeah. Consciousness is like the ocean. We're all individual drops in there. Yeah. Which becomes actually, and even just thinking of this thing already starts to expand your consciousness to, that's very interesting. What does that imply to my life and existence here, right? Sometimes it hurts the brain, but we go on. Yeah.
Can you share with us when it comes to consciousness, if our consciousness is, say, contracted, like we're, emotionally not well, it leads to possible physical issues. Can you share a little bit with us what causes our consciousness to like deplete or contract? Because what we want is expansion, right? So Certainly. Can you talk a little bit about what is contraction, what is expansion, what causes contraction, what causes expansion?
Of course. So in esoteric acupuncture, it generally comes back to the two fundamental frequencies we as humans are dealing with, are love and fear. So fear is a very contractive emotion. It's
most contracted, right?
Yeah, it's the most contractive. So when things contract, in Chinese medicine, we always want the qi to be flowing smoothly. That's where we have, abundant health, et cetera, et cetera. When it becomes blocked, that's where disease and pain starts to happen. Now, the heart energy, on the other hand, is where it's the seat of where love, that frequency and that energy of love, which is the most expansive energy. So that's going to help expand things. That's going to help broaden our horizons, open us up to bigger possibilities, more potential, things of this nature. And even just, small-minded thinking, people who are very, rigid in their way of thinking, this is also going to, like, all these things are creating barriers in their expansion of consciousness, thinking I'm not good enough, not smart enough. I don't have the means of doing these things.
I'm less than.
Yeah. The less than idea is always going to be putting barriers in your life to getting what you want. Because sometimes if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. And there's people who are just like, well, how did that make that happen? I just knew I could make it happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I just knew I could. And then there's other people who are like, oh, that's never going to work for me. And that's their life experience becomes that, right? So we always want to be expanding.
So what you're saying is when we're contracted, we're putting ourselves in a possible disease state. Well, it is a
Certainly.
disease state,
We're limiting ourselves. Yeah. When you're contracting, there's no more growth now, right? So you're already heading, if you want to take it to like, you know, the most extreme example, when you're contracting, you're heading into a death state, and when you're expanding, you're in a growth state, right? So we want to be
winter in the spring and summer.
Yeah.
Winter contraction.
Yeah, literally. So, and there's of course some natural flux, but generally speaking, we want to be available to be expanding,
right,
as much as possible.
Yeah. And that corresponds to vibrational frequencies too, right? Because when we're contracted, we're lowering our frequency, and then when we're expanding, we're going into the highest level of frequency. Right?
You can think of it as becoming more dense, and then finer frequency, higher, right? Higher.
And then
higher
from
frequency.
this state, we can access greater wisdom, greater knowledge, greater healing, right? Right in here, because
there's less boundaries on your ideas, less boundaries on your mind, and you're opening up to more creativity, all these things, right? Like literally thinking outside the box, right?
So tell us, Teacher Chris, how does esoteric acupuncture bring us into an expanded consciousness state? How are we doing it? What are we using?
So just even because we want to live what we talk. So just by understanding these concepts is going to help open us up to bigger states. To know, even knowing that the potential is there, is already going to help us move into higher states. So as practitioners, we're hopefully operating from the heart, and we want to help with the acupuncture, specific esoteric acupuncture techniques we use in Chinese medicine. We want to we needle in specific patterns that create sacred geometric shapes on the body, and often we have the client visualize energetic connections between these shapes, which brings the frequency of the treatment up, just to allow them to get into their heart space and allow that space to expand, because all the answers are within once they can expand and connect to these things, because it's always about unlocking the potential of the patient or the client. It's not like they're going to come to a practitioner and we're going to deliver it to them. No, that's not how it works. It's inside out. The guru you're looking for is within you. That's where the answers are going to lie, right? So, and our teacher, Mikio Sankey, he says it quite eloquently. Healing is moving from one state into a state that's more harmonious. And this is accomplished by moving from one state of consciousness to a higher state of consciousness. So if we can help facilitate the client get into the heart space, connect more with their heart space, and in a way that's raising the frequency, raising the vibration, allowing them to expand their consciousness and their connection to their own heart. That's going to create the framework that they're going to be able to build up into.
Wonderful. Chris, that was really great. Thank you so much. The education, the information is important. For those who are interested in learning how to do esoteric acupuncture, please let us know. And for those who are seeking treatments, we are here to serve. Thank you so much, Chris. Till next time.
Thank you, Tanya. Until next time, of course.